On the night of February 23, 2020, inside a house in Winter Park, Florida, a man's voice cracks through a suitcase zipper, begging to be let out, saying over and over that he cannot breathe, while the woman filming him on her phone laughs and tells him to stay put. That man is 42-year-old Jorge Torres Jr. The woman holding the phone is his girlfriend, Sarah Boone. She does not open the case. She walks away and goes to sleep. By morning, Torres is dead inside that suitcase, and the video she recorded of his final minutes will become the centerpiece of one of Florida's most disturbing homicide cases. Boone and Torres had been together for roughly 3 years, and their relationship had a documented history of violence on both sides, with police called to their home multiple times before that February night. On the morning of February 24th, Boone called 911 herself, telling dispatchers that she and Torres had been drinking wine and playing a game of hide-and-seek that had gone wrong. She said she forgot he was still zipped inside the suitcase. Responding deputies found Torres unresponsive, still inside the bag. An autopsy later determined the cause of death was positional asphyxia, but medical examiners also documented injuries inconsistent with her story, evidence of a struggle and blunt force trauma that did not match a drunken game. 2 days later, on February 25th, 2020, Boone was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Investigators recovered cell phone footage Boone herself had filmed that night, video that captured Torres pleading to be freed while she mocked him and refused. That footage, more than anything else, would define the case against her. What followed was not a swift path to trial, but a 4-year legal collapse. Boone went through 9 different attorneys before her case ever reached a jury, many of them withdrawing over what court filings described as irreconcilable differences, others stepping aside due to conflicts of interest tied to the victim or witnesses. By June 2022, a judge ruled that Boone had forfeited her right to court-appointed counsel altogether, finding that she would not permit herself to be represented by anyone. She spent time preparing to represent herself before an attorney named James Owens joined the case shortly before trial. Jury selection was delayed by Hurricane Milton before finally beginning on October 14, 2024. The trial lasted 10 days. Prosecutors built their case around the phone video, text messages, injury photographs, and forensic testimony, while the defense argued Boone suffered from battered spouse syndrome after years of abuse from Torres. A forensic psychologist testified Boone showed signs of anxiety, PTSD, and narcissistic traits consistent with a survivor of intimate partner violence. The jury was not persuaded. After roughly 90 minutes of deliberation, they convicted Boone of second-degree murder on October 25, 2024. On December 2, 2024, Circuit Judge Michael Kranick sentenced her to life in prison. Shortly afterward, Boone mailed the judge a 28-page handwritten letter. In it, she declared her innocence, calling herself a survivor rather than a murderer, while directing pointed criticism at the judge, her former attorneys, and the prosecution. The chaos that defined her trial did not end with her conviction. Her appeal became its own saga. Her first appointed appellate attorney was replaced after only 16 days, with no public explanation. Her second, Joshua Adams, was appointed in December 2024 and later withdrew after saying he was no longer taking on appellate cases, a decision that came only after Boone filed a formal complaint accusing him of ignoring her calls, letters, and messages for months. A third appellate attorney, Rodrigo Caruso, withdrew after accepting a job as a state prosecutor. By November 2025, Boone was on her 13th attorney overall, David Maldonado, and she was still writing to the court asking simply who her lawyer even was. Multiple deadline extensions were granted for her opening appellate brief before it was finally filed in the spring of 2026, arguing issues involving jury instructions and alleged discovery violations during her trial. The state of Florida's response is now working its way through the 6th District Court of Appeal, the court with jurisdiction over her case rather than the state's highest court. The case of Sarah Boone endures in public memory not because of a courtroom twist, but because of what her own phone recorded, a woman's calm refusal to help the man she claimed to love as he begged for air. It stands today as a case study in how digital evidence can outweigh any explanation offered afterward, and in how a legal system can grind on for years even after a jury has already spoken. Jorge Torres Jr. did not survive that night. Sarah Boone is currently serving a life sentence, still fighting an appeal that, 6 years after his death, remains unresolved.